Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Raycor EMS 1 Series number 3, or as we like to call it, the Fall Championship. I don't know why we started calling it the Fall Championship, but we have. It is the third cup of the season, of course, of 2013, our final one in a giveaway of $150,000 over the 3 seasons, just for Counter-Strike Global Offensive. We also do one for Dota 2 as well, so make sure you check out that one. Back with me is Anders and Joe. Before we get into the groups and the lineups for our next game, I just wanted to mention, actually, before we do that, the prediction game that you guys have been taking part in. We do have a bit of an update on the results. So if you check on the screen right now, 91% of the community said NIP would win the group. 83% of the audience said NIP would win the group. I fancy that you guys probably voted a little bit for Mouse Sport.
I think... Yeah,
a little bit.
This one was easier for the people at home, I think, because we've got a fully German audience here. So that was always going to happen a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. And don't forget, they haven't won just yet, but Mouse Sports were second in that poll, which means that Na'Vi were third or fourth, which is nuts. I mean, how did that work out? But nevertheless, it did. NIP still have to win a game, though. We'll get to that in a moment. Let's just show you the group B. We've had 2 games in that group so far. And the first one was absolutely stupendous. The second one wasn't. I think that's all we can really say about it. But we've ended up with Na'Vi and NIP. And again, Joe, fairly predictable? Or do you think maybe we might have thought the polls would come through?
I think it's about right. I mean, we're obviously only 2 games in, so that could kind of change at this point. But I think if we'd have all been honest and looked at it, aside from the crowd here, obviously, Na'Vi and NIP, for me, were the 2 favourites of this group.
Yeah, okay. Anders, with your biased NIP hat on, because you're more than welcome to have it on right now in analysis mode. Do you think that, I mean, they are favourites for the group still, but do you think that we've had the results have been about right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I guess Universal Soldiers proved that they could play at the level that Na'Vi can. So it's not like it's, just a straightforward, we thought Na'Vi was going to, or we thought that, they were going to be better. But I don't think NIP's victory over Mouse Sports was completely predictable either. I mean, the result that they won, maybe, but the fact that it was Fiflaren that carried them to that victory, I feel like that's, who are they going to remove now? Are this going to be minus Forest plus somebody else? I'm looking forward to the threads on HLTV, by the way.
Those threads, remove Fifi,
replace
with Delpan, whoever. Yeah, you're right. And when he got the clutch 3 times, I was sitting there thinking, I bet there's a thread that says, you should have clutched 4 times.
Well, Exist did also point out to us that he got 12 assists in that game, and we should change kill-death ratio to kill-death assist ratio,
I'm with
which
the man.
would probably put him top of the table now.
I'm with the man, because that happens to me a lot. Let's move on then. Show you the lineups of the 2 teams we've got in our next match. This is the 3rd game in Group B. It's the winners match between Na'Vi and NIP. Zeus Starix seized Kebakan and Senia against not Pronax, Lidl, RDL, Emilio and Spitfire. That's an interesting Ninjas in Pyjamas lineup.
Faculty are in.
Yeah, again. I think they've been replaced by N Faculty. Okay, we'll ignore the lineups because they're completely and hopelessly wrong, but that's fine.
Just testing you.
Just testing. You probably know that it's it's Anders, Red Eye, Joe, Jason and Pansy that are playing for NIP, so we won't actually go over the lineup. I know where that one came from. Before we get into the map vetoes then, predictions for this game, because this is a big game between these 2 teams, NIP and Na'Vi, and I know that, NIP are probably the favourites to win the group, just like very games are in Group A, but Na'Vi can play, and we've heard from Senia already that they've been practising and they're confident.
Well, I mean, I think for me a lot of this is going to come down to the map choice, and the whole map videoing system that we've brought up here with the cup, I think it's really made me realize that we've actually been forgetting a lot about that in Counter-Strike. Like, we tend to just sit down and accept, but these are the maps we have and now let's get it on. We never think about how do they arrive at playing these maps, and I think for this particular map shop it's really going to be more interesting than ever exactly what map they're going to end up playing on, especially for Na'Vi.
Yep. Joe? Thoughts?
I think it depends a lot from Navi's side how well Starix and Kebakan play again, because they were so incredibly good together in that game earlier on against Universal Soldiers. Like, I've never seen Starix play that good ever. I mean, it was absolutely unreal, and I've watched this guy, I don't know how many games over the past years. But they were so good together, this team, and it looks like, for me, that Navi have been playing together already for years themselves with these 2 new players in there. Maybe that's just a sign of how much hard work they've done over the last couple of weeks coming here into the EMS finals. But I think if they're on that kind of form like they were against Universal Soldiers, I think they might be able to pull off an upset.
All right, well, let's get over to the map, Vito, because that is about to begin. And, yeah, players are ready. Just exist on his own over there as Na'Vi have come with a 2-man. It's interesting, the little tactics that are going on between the teams. Some bring 3, some have all 5, some have just the team captain.
And they're taller as well. You know, they're really trying to make him feel uneasy.
Well, Rich isn't a small guy. He's about the same height as I am.
Well, I'll just leave it at that.
Short. Maps removed so far. Trainer nuke for Na'Vi. Cash removed by NIP. Fairly obviously. It's funny, nuke gets banned out first every time against NIP.
Yeah.
If we do some stats at the end of the EMS 1, I'm pretty sure it'll be 100% vetoed first map.
Yeah, so they don't want to play Mirage. I would be really surprised if Dust 2 survived this one. I don't think NIP want to play Dust 2 against
season.
Na'Vi.
Do you think Joe for season? That's not going to happen, is it?
Well, we can see there that they've decided to consult the rest of the team now. It's come down to these last 3, which tells me that they're not so sure about where they are right now. I think maybe Inferno going out leaves Dust 2 in season.
It's Dust 2.
I think it's going to be Dust 2 as well.
Yeah, it has to be, surely. They're not going to play season here, no. They're not going to play season. It is going to be Dust 2, and the handshakes confirm that our best of 1 game will take place for the winners game on Dust 2. How do you feel about that? Is that good for Na'Vi, bad for NIP, or do you think it's okay?
I think it evens this game up a little bit more. I think we've just seen how good Na'Vi can be on Dust 2. We've also just seen how good NIP can be on Dust 2 as well. But I think this evens the game up a little bit, actually, coming into Dust 2.
What do you reckon?
I mean, before the Mouse Sports games, I would have said, well, Starix would have had, he would have needed a counterbalance on NIP, somebody out-orping him, which is very difficult to do, is what we've seen. Starix has been absolutely on fire. But, I mean, they have Forrest who's good with it, and then Flaren, pulling 30 kills against Mouse Sports, so maybe it's not such a bad map choice after all, but I still think Na'Vi are going to be happier than NIP about this.
Okay, final predictions, final words before we send it over to the commentary team. Joe, who are you going for?
Na'Vi. As I said, I think Dust 2 is a map that suits them really nicely. If they pull out that form from the earlier game, I think they can win this.
Okay, I probably shouldn't even ask you because you'll probably be fired if you say anything else, but Anders?
Yeah, well, Heaton's probably watching out there somewhere, so he's also a fairly big guy. So no, I'm gonna have to go with NIP, but I think it's gonna be a really close game. So if I had to put numbers on it, which is always more fun, I'm gonna go for 16-14 NIP.
Oh, okay. Stephen pulled out the score. I'll admire him. He actually did get overtimes right, by the way, in the last. He didn't call 3 of them, but he did call overtimes. Thank you very much, gents. We'll see if their predictions are right as we go into the winners' final now. It's Na'Vi versus NIP. Take it away. It is Jason Kaplan, all 8'4" of him, with Pansy.
You know, Paul, sometimes I really wonder, can you hear me down there? Like, what's the air like down that low on the ground?
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, or I could go the other way, but I'll save that for tomorrow.
I'm pretty short. I don't need you giving grief to him. Like, I know he's like shorter than me, which is quite a stretch when he's not wearing his heels. Like, it's just cruelty. When you insult him, you're kind of insulting me by proxy. But let's get back to the game here.
Yes.
Because it's an incredible game. It's the one that I may have been already prepping for during the last ones. Like, I tried to do my own predictions.
No bias
like,
at all.
No bias? What are you talking about? But no, I always try and get the predictions ready, so I got my prep there, and I was like, if these two end up head-to-head, it's going to be those map choices being so pivotal. And Dust 2? I'm worried. Like, if there was going to be any map for Na'Vi to beat NIP on, excluding the most recent upset, which I think was on Inferno, excluding that one, where it's a very close game, it's always been your Dust 2s that's kind of been a very close battle between these guys. And NIP have had a lot of close scathes on that match, and, well, that map, should I say, the SLTV Star Series is only a kind of display of that. Astana Dragons managed to beat them in overtime, and they've had a little bit of a struggle on that, but if they're doing what they say, they're going back to the basics, back to the NIP style, maybe we're going to see them coming out, a very different team. And what we just saw of the last map, well, I think that's case in point.
And right now, I'm just thinking about both these teams and their lineups. And we saw, Joe pointed out, specifically on the analysis desk, Kabakin and Starix, they played like beasts in those games earlier on. Like, they could not be matched with anyone else. And then you think at Fifth Laren, who went, I believe, was 30-9 in this game just previously. Like, these two teams on Dust 2, if anything, we can say this is going to be a good match.
Yeah, and I cannot stress it enough. I love seeing Flaren playing well because he's so questioned by the community, and it's always eyes on him, and it's always he's not that much of a good AWP. To see him playing well, playing with the AWP, and out-fragging his teammates, it's got to feel good for that guy. You know what I mean? He's going to be up there with the confidence sky high now. And I want to see him do it again. And what better opponent to prove yourself against than Na'Vi?
Yeah, the thing was, it wasn't just him playing well. The entire team was doing well, even though they didn't have that many kills overall, at least compared to him. Everyone was doing well. Everyone was making the right moves, and Na'Vi as well earlier on. I mean, yeah, we did not expect, I think everyone can agree, a triple overtime between them and Universal Soldiers, but everyone on Na'Vi really did well, really stepped up, and right now, I honestly could not call this. I could not pick a team and say this one is guaranteed to win, and
God, no.
you know, seeing Starix and Kabakan really step up, it's surprising to not see Zeus get there just yet, because Zeus can be such an instrumental player for Na'Vi.
Yeah.
But that last game, obviously wasn't doing as well, but he was still doing great.
It's very hard to shine when you have the likes of the guys who are playing so well, like Starix had his moments, Seas. Every single member had their moments, but it's very hard to compete. If someone's right in that limelight, if you're just doing your job, then you're doing nothing wrong. It's just you're not the guy to get attention, you know what I mean? It's like you might get one kill every now and then, but that one kill can lock down the site. It can deny an easy push. So it's not all about the scoreline, and guys at home know that. They don't need me to tell them that, but it's quite nice to see some of these guys doing well when sometimes they don't. So, well, I say with Flower. Excuse me, Fifi. He knows I love him deep down, but we are going to get ready for the knife here, and, well, Dust 2, I don't think we can call it like Inferno. It does have a bias, certainly does, and a lot of teams are a lot stronger on a certain side, let's just say, and NIP are going to get their choice.
Looks like they probably will switch over to the terrorist side, which they just... they didn't walk over Mouse Sports, but they just dominated on that side of the map, and right now, with the way they played it, getting back to the NIP roots, they really spread out in that first round. We actually saw, I think it was Get Right sitting outside B tunnels in like T-spawn waiting for someone to push, while the rest of the team just spread out and just waited for anyone to be aggressive, and they were trying to get a feel for Mouse Sports, so I wouldn't be too surprised if they do that yet again here against Na'Vi.
Yeah, Na'Vi clearly keeping in mind, Joe, the way that NIP are playing, and they've clearly seen the last game. They saw this map, they saw it against a respectable opponent. That's got to be into consideration here. And it looks fairly lighthearted at the moment, but you saw even the map picks were a team choice. They are not going lightly into this one. If they can take down NIP, that is a huge, huge tick beside their name that can actually secure them a fairly fantastic place. So it's just a matter of them talking through any possible choices they want to be making, how they want to go about this, how they want to be challenging out a possibly more strategic NIP if that's what they're actually going for.
Yeah, and the thing was, if we look at the last game between Mouse Sports and NIP, Mouse Sports could just not get in a sight, like on the terror side. Like they were depending on getting a pick that would not come. And from that, NIP was able to lock down the sides, able to prevent Mouse Sports from getting in. And I think that's what Na'Vi might be looking at when they get to that terror side is how do we pick them apart? What is their weak point? And as Joe was saying, you got to overwhelm them. You got to like surround them from multiple angles. You got to be able to get the man advantage and just take them down, because if you're going to go 1v1 against them, they're probably the best in the world.
Yeah, they don't lose. I was about to say, like, there is no one weak point, especially when everyone goes towards Flower and say, yeah, that's where you need to be playing towards, or maybe, Freiburg on occasion. But when they're all on point, when they're at this level, when they're playing this well, there is no weak link to, exploit. And it goes the same for Na'Vi as well. When all of their players are on form like they are at these moments and they've been practicing hard, there's no easy way back in. You can't go, that player's on B side, let's just hit that constantly. It's not how it works. It's all about the execution. As you said, whether it be overwhelming, working for that opening shot, wherever it may be, it's these choices that will define these guys later into this tournament. And I've got to ask you for your prediction, though, because we obviously heard the guys back there, and we heard some varying opinions, surprisingly enough. The NIP Gaming TV guy going for, well, you guess
Who would have thought?
I know, right? But it's very hard to deny a team who's that pumped up. You know what I mean? It's Na'Vi for me right now, because I love NIP, but I like upsets more.
Yeah, honestly, if I were to try to call it, I don't think I could give a team. Like, I know I try to sit on the fence quite a bit, but
You've got to.
I mean, both these teams just played so well. If anything, I'm not going to choose a team. I'm not going to do it.
Oh,
it's going to be like, it's going to be 14-16.
on.
It's going to get to that point where both these teams are pushing each other to the edge. And if we think about it, Na'Vi has said they have not practiced for anything as hard as this coming up here at the EMS finals, obviously. And with DreamHack right around the corner, that's like the perfect way to do it, is get all that prep in, get ready for it. And right now,
so you're supporting Na'Vi? Call it. Come on.
I'm not calling it. I support you, Pansy.
That's appallingly disgraceful. I want you to make a prediction right here. So you're saying it's going to be like a 14-16 kind of scoreline?
I think NIP.
You're thinking, okay,
I
so
mean,
we're going
coming off the back of
house.
that game, the mental high you get from it, I mean, it's got to give them something extra here.
Yeah, for sure. So they look pretty focused towards this, not overly pumped up. There's been no team roaring yet like the Na'Vi camp, but they are getting ready, and the round almost will be beginning into that first pistol, and what an important factor to have here. Because on Dust 2, it'll be Na'Vi on our left, facing off against NIP on the right. cool, calm and collected for now, but well, I can imagine that this pistol round will evolve. It's certainly going to change, and look at that spam already. Forest, Freiburg, Exist, all spamming down those double doors. Only making a slight connection towards Starix, but every little helps in this. So it will be Senya and Na'Vi on that CT side, just locking this one down, playing carefully. First frag will go to Get Right. Stunning little headshot to go back in there, connecting that one like it's going out of fashion. So Senya will be going aggressive down long. Lovely shot towards Forest. He caught a glimpse of another, though. He's in trouble. Flash comes over. Freiburg's opened it up. So now 3v4, but look at the HP onto NIP. There's a possibility if they can get there in the right time, but what a surprise. Get Right is behind them. He's in a brilliant place here right now, and Starix pushing up, finding Get Right. That's that threat eliminated, bringing it back to that 3v3. Bomb still by the end of long, so NIP not yet committing. And I think Na'Vi are reading that right now. Zeus and Seized, both looking towards A. Starix on the rotate. Flower and Freiburg and Exist might have a bit of trouble getting here. Flashes, however, are coming through. Zeus just taking his time. Seeds supporting from short, getting a little bit of fire towards them. No brilliant connections just yet for Farron, receiving a bit of damage. And there we go, bomb down and ticking. It's all down to Na'Vi to make the move now. Clock is against them, but where's that play around the back? Freiburg's found one. Here comes Starix. He's gone on the rotate, and it's paid off. He's found Exist, looking for the follow-up. Not going to be so easy this time for Flaren and Freiburg still stand, and now it's just Starix in a 1v2 for this. Bomb still ticking, however, and there we have it. Freiburg will deny the retake, and Na'Vi sitting at 0-1 against NIP.
And it looks like Na'Vi, they have a little bit of a read on NIP, because you did see Kabakin push up upper B. He knew Get Right likes to roam around there. Unfortunately, Get Right got the better of him in that one, and NIP taking that first round. And keep in mind what's at stake here. If the winner of this game will be qualified for the semifinals as well as very games from Group A. The loser of this team will be loser of this game will be fighting for their chance to stay in and get into the semifinals tomorrow. So right now, all these teams, their EMS career is on the line. We do see quite a bit of a buy-up for NIP. See that P90, 2 AKs. Get Right, of course, pretty much all by himself over towards B. And it looks like with 3 members in middle, NIP wants to make a push on this B side. Force pushing up by Kabakin, gets a kill and Exists. Freiburg responds with a kill and a Seize. And let's see if Kabakin can maybe get that gun picked up, but Fiflaren does shut that push down at long A. And NIP gonna be pushing in slowly, and unfortunately, only 1 member stands between them. But it looks like NIP do back out of middle, but Fiflaren responds, gets a kill on Zeus, so now it's a 4-on-2 situation here. And Kabakin hasn't been able to pick up a gun just yet, and he's sitting on 16 HP. And NIP, knowing that they're over there, are starting to rotate towards his A site, but Starix, he's looking to pull out an amazing play here with his P250, but he gets taken down right away by Freiburg. And last man standing, Kabakin, very low on health, looking for potentially a kill here. And Get Right definitely has spotted him, taking him so low at this point. Just, 1 or 2 more kills, would definitely help out in an eco round against NIP here. To Flaren with that full HP, gonna be pushing out, looking for him. Does get the kill. And NIP going up 2-0.
Yeah, and it's one thing about NIP, they are so hard to, out-money system. It's the only way I can put it. NIP always just lock it down. They never give away easy kills. Currently, the entirety of Na'Vi only racking up 4 kills between them at the moment, going to the 3rd round. Still, it's very early days here. NIP did get that brilliant advantage at the start with that pistol round win. Not too surprising considering they were on the T side, but Get Right has found Kabakin this time. He was dancing with him so much before, just wasn't going to be happening, but we are seeing a great start coming out from NIP again. Flaren and Forest taking down 1 each, leaving just Zeus and Steve's alive, and I don't think they're really going to get a glimpse into this one. NIP executing well, but Zeus does get Forest down, so at least 1 in the bag, but look at the HP here. Get Right's fairly low, Flaren's fairly low. Zeus could do something in this situation. Flaren's playing carefully now. He's kind of realized that Zeus can't be taken too lightly, and that's exactly as to why he's doing damage to the team that's so good at retaining that money. Get Right will be there and just kind of lock that one down. So 3 in a row for NIP. Nothing too surprising. But still, Na'Vi now needs to turn this one around.
Yeah, and what a better time to do it than here in this gun round as Starix going to be picking up the AWP again. But so is Force here, so we might see a battle down middle, or where Starix actually go towards this A site towards long, and looks like he actually will commit to that one. Shot down middle, not going to connect with anyone, unfortunately, though, for Forrest. Get Right again, pushing up B, and we do see a first to actually come down from Zeus over in long A as Fiflaren responds to the kill on Asenya here. Might be able to push him back, but they do fall back into that A side, and you're seeing Na'Vi respect Get Right and his positioning. They're not trying to push B anymore. They're letting him stay in those tunnels, pretty much conceding those away. But now NIP going a little bit slower here. Get Right gonna be pushing up Catwalk by himself. He's gonna find 1 member to his left. There is that smoke in the way. Zeus looking to pick up a kill here. going to take the first gun run for Na'Vi in their favor. Keep in mind, it is a 4-on-4 right now with a minute remaining. Forrest picks up a kill on the Starks, but Kabakin does respond with the kill on a get right. So first time he's been able to take him down so far. That leaves us now in a 3-on-3. Forrest looking towards long, looking for someone to be just out of position to pick that one up. But right now, Na'Vi not letting that happen. 40 seconds remaining. Forrest gonna be pushed up, gets flashed, and Seas picks up that kill. A great peek out of him. That gives him the man advantage here. Not to mention an HP advantage as Fifth Laren sitting on 17 HP, but here they come. They're pushing up long A. Exist gets a kill on his Zeus, but Kabakin, who is so crucial in their game versus Universal Soldiers, needs to be able to pick up some kills here as he does get one on a Fifth Laren. Seas gonna get taken down by Exist here, but Kabakin coming out big. And Na'Vi take the first gun round of this half.
Yeah, it was not an easy one either, and they really locked out Get right there, and that made such a difference just to eliminate that roaming player that's always kind of making these kills that just come in, really kick you in the ass later in the round. You know what I mean? He's so good at those kind of awkward niggling kills, but still, right now 3-1. NIP still with the advantage, but that important round, as you said, vital stuff. This time, however, Get right looks like he's eyeing up to mid. We are seeing the usual start from NIP. Still got a massive presence down towards that midsection. Fiflaren, however, isn't going to be challenging too much by long. Flashes have come over. So, Freiburg, Get right, Forest. It's down around mid. Exists towards those tunnels. Still waiting for an opening, waiting for a way through. Get right's just found C's, so that could at least hint that they want to start pushing towards those double doors. Zeus being kept on his toes. Just gets a glimpse of a player, backs away, plays it carefully. Can't just be challenging down here by NIP in numbers. You are seeing them playing very tentatively here. It's a little bit reminiscent of how very games do this on occasion. And again, it is Dust. But they have forced to rotate out of B. They've got every single player now working over there, excluding Freiburg, who's just keeping the attention at a lovely bit of a fake play coming out. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful, but Zeus has found Freiburg. So now surely they're going to be wondering where they are, and Kabakin's right behind them. If Zeus can hold them up for a second, Kabakin can get into the perfect position. This could be incredible. Zeus buying time, making sure they got their attention focused there, but Kabakin doesn't land the initial shot. He needed to. No! That is devastating towards the Na'Vi side, and Fiflaren will punish them for it, picking up 2. And now Senya doing what he does best, rotating around the back, will not have the easy time that he did before, as Fiflaren fancies the hat-trick. He gets that, leaving just Starix alive in a 1v3. Bomb down. Not a lot of time to work. And Forrest, Fiflaren, and Get right full HP in his way. Does get a little bit of a tag towards Fiflaren, however. Not going to get the 4-man too easily. Dropping out that nade. Going to just back away, make the smart move here. There's no way you're getting out of this one alive, but look how quickly they're rotating already. Forrest is right in their spawn, basically. But don't think he's going to have a chance onto that one, sadly. But anyway, NIP, lovely B play then. Can't say it enough. That was just absolutely beautiful. But Kabakin, yeah, imagine if that paid off.
If you were him, like, those are shots you cannot afford to miss in that situation.
Not at this stage.
Like, that would probably relatively been an easy round for them, because he should have picked up 1, maybe 2 or 3 there. But either way, hopefully he'll be able to redeem himself a little bit later. As Forrest checking down the middle, not going to hit anyone yet again, but we do see an eco coming out of Na'Vi here, but Starks does have that M4 in hand. Just to be looking out towards long A. Gonna miss a couple of shots here. He doesn't miss that one on Kabakin. Gets 2, even picking up Senya right there, looking for a 3rd. He runs out of bullets right there, backing away so one of his teammates can get in there. Fiflaren trying to look for the kill himself here. He gets taken out of 4 HP, and he decides to back. Decides to make the smart move, not lose his gun here. The rest of NIP being very cautious. Exists picking up another. That is a 3rd of the round for him here. Yeah, right, still playing that floater row, looking for anyone in this B site to push out, and this is the site they decided to put StarX at, so that M4 will be there, but when the bomb's over at A, it's kind of hard to take down 5 members of NIP, even when they're not sitting too healthy at this point. And here comes the bomb plant. Now, what are they going to do here? I'm thinking, Na'Vi, are they going to try to save that M4 yet again? Or maybe try to pick up some exit frags? Because obviously C's, he only has that P250 at this point.
Starix does not seem to be moving, neither does Seized. I think we can assume that these guys are kind of trying to play this one safely as much as possible, but NIP do seem to enjoy hunting them down. I think Seized is slightly aware of that.
Well, we're looking to try to pick up a couple of kills here, keep their guns alive. CCs go head-to-head, but he gets taken down by Freiburg. Now Stark's last man standing. He gets 1 on a Freiburg. Can he pick up any more? Looking for a second, but Forrest gets him down, and now NIP starting to take this game away. 5-1 score here.
Yeah, the momentum really starting to build for NIP. Fiflaren, 9-2 at the moment. Freiburg, 7-3. And for once, a bit of a rarity, Forest is actually down the bottom at the moment, and considering kills per round usually he is the highest of all the players, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, it's a bit of an upset. But let's get back into the round here and see what we have going on. Forest, however, tries to prove me wrong, and he does it quite well. Takes down Zeus from long, but look at Exist, eyeing up towards B. Senya getting close. CT side do only have those pistols, and they've stacked B fully right now. Let's see if it's going to pay off. Until Exist pushing in, does take down C's. It's actually Geride to claim that one. Geride comes in again onto Gabakan, gets shut down by Starix, and they're actually doing some fair bit of damage towards NIP here. Not going to be an easy round. Starix just about avoiding that. Excuse me, Freiburg just about avoiding that nade. Now Forest and Fiflaren going to be backing off towards A. Smart move there. Forest just going to be holding the cross, locking it down. Doesn't land the shot that he usually would do, but oh my word, Starix finding Forest actually bringing it back to a 2v2. Now let's bear in mind, Na'Vi now have AKs. Got a nice little bit of a grenade behind them as well. Freiburg does get tagged up a touch, but as is Senya. Both players going back and forth, but NIP pushed away from the bomb now. Freiburg comes back in from short, trying to support out for Flaren. Can they find the CT players in time? Spam coming out from Freiburg, not connecting as he'd want, but the clock is ticking. It's not going too well as Freiburg's found Starix if you're a Na'Vi fan, as Senya will fall to Fiflaren. We are seeing another round on the board for NIP, but that was very close.
That was an eco and a 5-man stack over at that B site. That was a very ballsy play of them. It worked out very well. They picked up quite a few kills, but just not able to secure the round that they need. And if NIP keep at this won't be the close game that we were all kind of expecting here. But Forest can be looking down middle. Unfortunately, not going to hit anyone right there as well. And NIP, you know, speaking of score, Fiflaren 10-2, yet again leading his team. Freiburg 8-3. Over on Navi's side, you have Kabakan at 5-6. You have Starks at 5-6. So they're still carrying their team like they were doing a little bit earlier on against Universal Soldiers here. But if Navi want to have hopes of getting into the semifinals tonight, they need to start winning some rounds. As you can see, Get Right still sticking over towards B, as he does. And Fiflaren just want to push towards long A, as he gets a little bit of damage on his center right there. It takes him down to 52. He's just going to be working his way up towards long A. There is one in pit. Senya's waiting for his moment to pounce here, but with 3, potentially 4 members of NIP here to stop him. Well, there you go. He's going to get taken out. Freiburg gets that one. Freiburg gets a second one on a Zeus right there. He is coming out big in this round. He's consistently been hitting these shots. And we see Starks trying to get a kill into middle with this AWP, but he hasn't been as successful in this game so far as he was a little bit earlier on. As you can see in lower B, someone's going to get caught here. Forest, he's getting flanked from the back, actually be pushing right up into him. So that's Get Right. But both of them not moving just yet. Krabakin, he wants to be able to pick up this kill, and you see C's, he's actually back towards T spawn, so it looks like they're just trying to hold on to their guns yet again. And NIP, they are just forcing Na'Vi to save guns constantly, force them to eco every time. And where's the breaking point? Like, where does Na'Vi see, like, this is where we need to hit? And we talked about it earlier. There really is no weakness in NIP when they're playing like this.
Certainly not. And, well, I think Na'Vi are kind of feeling the pressure of that right now.
Yeah. We do see Kabakan looking for a kill right there. Actually, Exist picks that one up. And I'm not the best player, but I would assume that should have been another kill that he should have gotten.
Worrying sights for any Na'Vi fan out there, but I want to point out one thing in that round before. I loved how Get Right and Forest just played in mid then, baiting out, I believe it was Starix through short. You know, Get Right being the bait, as soon as he tried to peek out to challenge Forest, immediately there with the AWP. It was a lovely little back and forth, and I do want to tune into their raid pool at some point. Not right now, as they are up against pretty much an E-code Na'Vi, so not exactly the biggest threat, but then again, did almost change it before, but Fiflaren kicking things off drastically in favour to the NIP side, taking down Senya by long. But look at the double stack towards short. That could catch Freiburg off guard here, but going round, he's taken down Starix, taken down Zeus as well. And that is a open and ready for the taking, as only Kabakan and C stand, and these guys by now will know they've been on that B site the entire time. Gonna still put the flashes and smokes out just in case. You can't take anything too lightly, but this should be an easy, clean plant. And let's see if they can actually keep all men alive right now, because they're just so good at keeping that money building on their side. Get Right's fighting Kabakan in the back, now just Seized is alive. In a 1v5, he's got the M4, but I think once again, he's gonna be trying to keep hold of that one. But look at Forest. I think he might actually have a bit of an idea where he may be. He's going hunting. Looking around, does get his teammate. Wow. Oh, there we go. Forest smashing down Seized. And NIP looking like they did before when it's just the steam train.
And Madi, if you're out there, I think you should start looking for some new peripherals, because Fiflaren is playing amazing on your set of gear. And now 8-1 scoreline in this first half. This is definitely not what we expected.
No.
We expected something a lot closer. I mean, we heard 16-14. And right now, Forest gets taken down to 18 HP, so something working in Navi's favor. Can they pick up the kill finally? Because that one up, one kill, or one shot, one kill with the up. I'll get it out there eventually, don't worry. So this is going to be peeking towards A here, and he actually has an op himself, but not able to connect just yet. And he gets taken down to 18 HP, so currently, Navi have that health advantage. We see Kibakin with that auto sniper. I believe he's over in B side, as they do kind of have a two-man stack there with one in middle. And up here just looking for that first kill so they can finally push into a site. Fiflaren trying to spam Senya through that door, but unfortunately doesn't really hit him. Fiber gonna be pushed up. He's been the man to watch. Gets another kill on a Zeus right here. They have opened up this A site, but Senya, he is in long A currently. Bomb's gonna be making its way in, and C's is gonna be coming in from CT spawn. But can StarX pick up any kills, or are they gonna try to save it yet again? I mean, I would assume 4 on 5, you would definitely go for this one. And Senya gets taken down by an amazing shot of Fiflaren. And now, just what you see in the minimap, it looks like Kabak and Stark's gonna save their guns, and C's is gonna look for something here. Does pick up one at least though, gets Freiburg down. I'm assuming they know how much health that Ninja Pyjamas are really sitting on at this point. But look where NIP is. They have like one in the site, one long A, one middle, one at B. They're going hunting just like you said. They want to get these guns out of their hands, and Get right now is gonna be making his way into that B site to make something happen. But can they get these guns out of their hands?
And what has happened to Na'Vi?
I don't know.
Because in the last game, they looked incredible, untouchable almost. They really tried hard, but this time, not ideal. So let's tune into the NIP guys, see how they're feeling right now, because they are 9-1 up. So let's just have a little tune in, see how this one goes.
Platon. Outsniper.
Kör vi igenom? Jag kör igenom.
Kör.
Ja, de är
Platon! Lådorna sönderna där. Outsniper.
Avbryt.
Smoke låga också.
Boys, akta dem upp i mitten nu. Jag kommer gå vet
Är någon låga av oss?
Ja, jag kommer söka på han B också. Kan du gå och hålla lågat mig?
Ja, jag håller låga nu.
De är här.
Fan, vilken aggro-smoke då ger de fan här.
Det var min alltså.
Jag kan sitta där ute. Höger.
Fan vad rädd jag blev då.
Jag kommer söka in B.
Smoke, akta den här ute.
Flash mitten.
2 smokes lång.
Alright, so very cool, calm, collected. You can even hear the cause of auto sniper by B, and they're certainly feeling the pain of that right now because Kabakan finally falling to Forest, so that's alleviated some of the pressure. Zeus quickly though picking up the mantle, getting over towards that section, but still. NIP have the player advantage. Bearing in mind, Forest is only on 7 HP. Na'Vi can do something here. Maybe a chance. Look at that, Senya still just sitting down by long. The entirety of NIP are towards short, but StarX has eyes trained. This could be the important turning point. 25 seconds left. They're gonna have to make their move and make it pretty darn fast. Oh, that flash was perfect to send him back. He cannot stay out and challenge. Exist has dropped down as well towards that CT ramp. Now looking to get the first pick. Not gonna happen. Stark's not landing the shot. Does get the second though. This needs to be made another follow-up shot for Flaren. Has got the bomb down. Zeus looking to make sure no one's getting out of there too easily, but he didn't expect Geroi to be staring down at him as now just Starks and Senya alive. They want to go for it, but they know they can't really afford this one. And Starks is backing off, as is Senya, but will they expect Geroi round the back? They should have. It's certainly his job right now. He's found Senya. Now just Starks between him. Edging through, lovely shot there. Stunning shot connecting onto Get Right. Might just give him a chance to get away, but Forest and Fiflaren still hunting away here. He's not going to get out of this one easily. And well, who needs a lot of HP? Forest only needs 7 to get 2 in the bag there and take it to 10-1.
Did Forest just pick up? I could have sworn he actually picked that up, but either way, if we think about how the game went from previously, where Na'Vi was against Universal Soldiers, US, they were being very aggressive. They were rushing in, balls to the wall, not afraid. And right now, Ninja Pyjamas are playing a lot more safe, a lot more conservative. And maybe that's one thing that's catching NIP off guard. But Kabakan does get tagged up through double doors by Forest. And look at those grenades doing work. Kabakan now down to 40. Sees down as Get Right picks up 2 right there. Even getting Stark. Senya with the shotgun looking to pick up a kill in long A. But he's going to get taken down. And NIP, they are just walking all over them. 10-1 in this first half, but Zeus finally picks up a kill for his team here. Looking for a second, gets it. And gets an op in hand, so now it's a 2-on-3 situation. And Zeus, if he can pick up maybe one more kill here, he might have an actual chance in this round, but misses those 2 shots. And With Bomb going down, with Zeus running away, they got to make a play for it. They can't afford to keep ecoing at this point. Zeus looking towards long, looking for some exit kills, but they will be saving these indeed. So we're looking at a 1-11 scoreline now for NIP, and I'm not sure Navi can come back from a 1-14 scoreline if we do have that in the first half.
I don't think many people could. I've seen maybe it happen once or twice, but the way they're playing right now, it just doesn't seem good at all. But Kabakin and Zeus at least getting a couple on the way out this time. But still, 11-1. That is an atrocious scoreline for Na'Vi. And I think we need to hear from
I was just going to say that.
Do take us into that one on the Ray call comms, because
you have to
be
wonder,
stressed.
is a frustration getting into their comms? And let's take a listen in.
Берем последние 4. На 4 берем и камбэчим. 10-0 их насосали и выиграли игру.
Пробей.
Дал дым. Снизу, это, Тёмки был.
Спокойно мог быть длина. Четко, железно, длину, блин.
Стану
Есть бы? Да, на. О, ты где?
Да, у меня 3 хп.
вместе.
Я на гусе сыграю.
Убил мидл. Еще мидл двое, один битый.
Б отдал.
Два мидл вышло.
Я через раз.
Плюс 2 мидл.
Б заняли.
Я старше.
В дереве в упоре может быть.
Девайс, пойди возьми Кибакина, он на мидле.
Я 3 хп взял окно пока.
Я на пляже пока взял, не захожу в верхнюю.
Бомбу ставят.
Взял окно
Тэшки
пока.
иду.
Я могу докидывать.
Блядь, чуваки, ты ставишь нас молотовик сейчас
Тачки
убить.
чисто.
Я дал,
В дереве авик.
я дал флешки
Тём.
на
В
единицу.
дереве стоит, выходит зайчик. Зайчик вышел.
And right there, you can just
That's
hear a little
silence.
bit of frustration in their voices. I can't speak their language, but you can just hear it. And they just, I don't know what's wrong. It's just like they know they're missing shots they should hit, and they're just kind of getting outgunned right now at this
Do
point.
you know what? That silence at the end when you could hear Forest over their
Yeah.
mics giving a little whoop of joy, when they actually somehow retook that with such a disadvantage. This is a dire, dire situation for Na'Vi, who are just handing this to NIP on a plate. Finally, Zeus doing something. Does manage to take down Exist, but right now, it's not a pretty sight. Only Zeus sitting at 10-12. Everyone else down in the 8s, the 7s, the 5s, the 2s. There's a bit of a different display on the other side for Flaren and Freiburg at the top there. Let's see what they can do this round. Maybe Na'Vi have learned something. Maybe with a questionable buy-up, they can get something going. A Nova in the mixer. Bit of a Famus there. It's not ideal, but who knows? In the right hands, it can be deadly. At the moment, it's certainly not Na'Vi the way they're playing. So, Flash is coming out. Forest has found Starix, and Forest is just making this look easy. Taking down 2. Kabakin gets denied the peek on to Get Right. Sees tries to get in here, but can he stop anything? He can. He's taken down Freiburg, but he knows Get Right's going to be here. He's got to know about it. His teammate did just get taken down. Shot did come through. Does take out Fifth Flaren. So, 2v2. This is not a bad situation, but remember, Forest dealt with the worst situation just a couple of seconds ago, and he's doing it again. Takes out Senya. Looks for the follow-up onto Seized. He knows roughly where he is, but where's the peak going to come from? Is he going to push? Time is running out. The bomb is going towards Ace. The T-side's still dealing with it, and Forest being the guardian here. And that's why 4 in that round. Forest going so big. It's unbelievable.
What's happening? I mean, we see Fifth Flaren 12-4, Freiburg 15-9, Forest 14-6. They have 3 people with 10 or more kills. And the thing is, like we've seen Na'Vi earlier. We know them as a team. They are better than this, and it just doesn't seem to be their game. So maybe they're going to try to recoup here as, wow, 2 kills coming in for NIP right there in the last round of the half. And that's just got to be a real hit to their mentality in this game. I don't even know what to say. I'm just so confused at this point. But either way, NIP 13-1 up here in this first half. Looking to close it out with a 14-1 scoreline. NIP are just looking unstoppable. Forest alone. I mean, he just walked into that A site by himself on Catwalk, picked up 2 kills. Flaren gonna get the kill onto Senya there over in Long A. And Stark's gonna come to try to contest here, but he hasn't gone out the door just yet. They are walking out currently. That's Fifth Flaren gonna get taken down by Stark, so they pull one back. And this is a round they really need to be able to pick up here. But Exist does respawn, gets a kill into him here. NIP closing out the first half 14-1.
Wow.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would say.
See, now, I swear to God, these guys are making a point, okay? The last game they played, all right? Let's take it back to e.sports, for example. What is their arguable best map? Dust 2. They chose Dust 2, took them on there, beat them on that. When have they previously lost to Na'Vi? On Dust 2 during the SLTV finals. What map do they take? Dust 2. It was the closest game they had, 16-12, when Na'Vi picked that one up, and that was a close game. Right here, at 14-1 at the half, if NIP wanted to show that they've been doing their practice, they've been adjusting, they've been recuperating, whatever it is they're doing, it's clearly working. And Na'Vi, I don't know if they can do anything here.
Well, anything's possible. I mean, we've seen we've seen comebacks like this. There's not really a bigger one than this.
Anymore.
But let's see if they can pull it off. I mean, I still have a lot of faith in them, but it's just about if they've gotten over that first half. As we do see Kabaka pick up first kill. Force does respawn down middle, though, with a kill on a Starks here. So 4-4, but if you look at health, Na'Vi are better off currently. Working up Catwalk, as NIP have one man over towards Long A. 5-man Catwalk now in Forest. He might have to watch out here. Maybe the other team has to, as he picks up one kill right there, picks up a second. And just like that, Forest, one man holding this Catwalk push. His bomb has made its way up. But right now, Exist coming in, picks up one, picks up another out of Forest. Forest getting 4 that round.
Well,
there's not a lot of hope for Na'Vi now.
No, I think hope has just been kind of rubbed in their face by Forest. They're going, do you remember how I'm probably the statistically best pistol player in this game? Yeah, I'm going to take my team to match point right now. So just back away for a second. This is NIP looking comfortable, and you can kind of see why. And well, 15-1. Na'Vi, what has happened? This is a real sorry sight to see to my eyes, because I love watching Na'Vi. They're normally such a, a real hearty team that can play so well, so clinical. But right now, my word, definitely a shadow of their former selves. C's desperately trying to work through those double doors. Kabakan has found Exist. I'm trying not to get any hope into this round just yet, but look at this. They're actually going in down towards those double doors. Forrest got one, gets denied the follow-up. C's takes him out. Freiburg onto C's. Back and forth we go, but still, Na'Vi are breaking through here. Finally, a bit of execution. Finally getting that B-side under wraps. But Senya getting caught in the heels a touch. Has to be careful. Can't take it for granted. He knows that these guys will be working for this one. They want this over and done with. Sweeping aside Na'Vi like they're absolutely nothing. And now, 3v2 for everything here. Senya, Kabakan, Starix facing off against Fiflaren and Get Right. Fiflaren's been going so big, and Get Right, I don't need to tell you about this, man. So here we go. Fiflaren peers in, looking for that first kill to try and take this one back. Get Right now comes in from the back. Starix is taking down Fiflaren. It's Get Right just now in a 1v3. He's got the first. Bomb is ticking. He's got the second. My word, is he really going to get a hat-trick for this one? He's searching desperately for Senya. Will he find him in time? He's not going to get it. And Na'Vi, well, they live to fight another day.
Yeah, pick up one lead around here. I mean, they could pull out, I'd say, an upset and take it into overtime right now. But, the question I've been thinking in my head for the past 5 to 8 rounds is NIP playing this well, or is this just not Na'Vi's game? Are they just kind of stumbling here, not really playing to their best? And I think you can argue a little bit both ways here. But right now, as you see, 2-15 scoreline. Get Right with that scout. Actually, yeah, with that scout looking down middle. Trying to pull a Chris J here. Fiflaren did spot Kabakan over towards Long. He picks up that kill. And now Na'Vi, if they can get a little bit of momentum off this, anything is possible at this point. But Exist looking to shut their hopes down. Gets a nice bit of damage over onto their team. Picks up the kill on a Kabakan right there. So now NIP picking up 2. Looking to close it out here. Sees, though, he's not done just yet. He picks up 1. Takes it to a 3-on-3. Bomb is currently in middle as Forrest with that deagle. He's waiting for him, and he knows they're going long. He's trying to get behind him here. Gets the kill on Senya. And Sees, with 34 HP, going to be making his way inside. Actually, Zeus making his way inside this bomb site. But Get Right with that shot. Takes him down. And now it's all in the hands of Zeus. Can he keep their hopes alive? Can he pull this one out? He's going to be peeking out, but no. Exist shuts him down. NIP taking pretty much a flawless game.
16-2. NIP, you've had a point to prove, I think, and I think they just did it in a matter of moments. They look pretty cool, calm, collected, but I can imagine that means a hell of a lot to those guys. So they just spanked one of the teams that actually did challenge them and beat them at offline finals previously. And this is a dangerous, dangerous NIP side. Bearing in mind, they don't have their own peripherals. They've been playing just as they got here on, borrowed stuff, and they're turning up more than most are. They're taking down the likes of Na'Vi, who just went huge in their previous game, had one of the best games we've seen so far. But then they got made to look like an amateur team in the nicest way.
And with that win, that takes it into the semifinals as well as Very Games, and also they get a bit of extra time to wait for their luggage to come in and then get their own stuff. But I mean, they have the night now. They have a good amount of time tomorrow.
There's a smug get right walking. There's a dance and everything. That was beautiful. If only you did it on camera. So yeah, they look pretty pleased with themselves, and I don't see why they shouldn't be. It's a good side to see, but Na'Vi, that's not over yet. But it's a long road back.
Yeah, this is one of those games that kind of hurts you as a team, like your morale. But if you think about it, it also could be one of those games where they brush off like, yes, this wasn't our game. We'll come in tomorrow to play against the winner of Universal Soldiers and Mouse Sports, which is coming up next, to keep our hopes alive. And with US versus Mouse Sports coming up, honestly, I don't want either of these teams to leave. I mean, Party Dollars, Mouse Sports now, ESC, Universal Soldiers, both these teams play so well. They really surprised us in the Cups, and to see one of them go home,
it is so
makes me
destroying
sad,
to
Jason.
see. It will make me a sad person, but still, there've been some great games already today, and it's not over just yet. Obviously, there's still one more to come, but well, Na'Vi certainly going back to the drawing board after that one, maybe think things through, because they got less rounds than Mouse Sports did against NIP, which is a slightly worrying fact there. Not to take anything away from Mouse Sports, they're staring me down as they walk past, so I'm not going to say anything too bad.
What'd you say, Pansy?
But still, to not, to underperform, it's not the Na'Vi we know and love. Maybe a little bit tired after all those overtimes, and it maybe did get to them. But a team of that caliber, you don't really expect that to come into effect. But
yeah,
I think we've got to say that NIP just look really damn good.
Yeah, and NIP, I mean, going in tomorrow, we'll be able to have that rest, be able to watch the other teams. We'll see who they go up against a little bit later on.
So let's get you guys ready for a bit of an interview with the ever lovely Paul Red Eye Challoner, and one, I believe, of NIP.
Yes, not just one of NIP, but Forrest from NIP, Mr. Deagle Master himself. That was all a bit too easy, wasn't it?
Yeah, we didn't expect that, but we're happy that we played so good.
Yeah, I mean, it's very unexpected. I mean, Pansy just said it in the commentary. Mouse Sports actually got more rounds than Na'Vi did, which we would never have put down in terms of, no disrespect to Mouse Sports, but that makes their result against you a little bit more credible. What do you think was the difference between the two teams that you've just played, and bearing in mind it was on the same map?
I think it's more the way we played. I mean, Mouse Sports was the first game we played, and we've been here for a long, long time now, and it was more like a warm-up game. It's no disrespect towards anyone, but we didn't come together as a team like we wanted to, and after that game it did feel okay, but coming into the Na'Vi game we feel like, okay, this is the way we play, and this is how we're supposed to play throughout the tournament. So I think it was more based on us than the opponents.
Okay, do you think that well, it definitely does send a signal to the other teams, but is that should we be worried now that the dominance of NIP is back?
Now, we've been working on a lot of stuff since we lost on Star Ladder and lost a few other games as well. We've been trying to go back to the roots, how we used to play before, and we somehow played so strict back in Star Ladder, and we try to play more freely now. Everybody can do what they want, as long as we do it as a team, and we try to work that way instead.
We spoke to Fifth Lauren earlier. He said pretty much the same thing. I mean, it's very much a cohesive unit. You're very much a team of people. How much has it affected you personally? Fifth Lauren said that, you just have to get on with it regards to losing luggage and peripherals and what have you, but how has it affected you?
For the first game, it affected me a bit, but I got into it pretty quickly. It's pretty much the same keyboard, mouse, and mouse pad, but it's not your equipment, but it worked out, and the last game I think I played pretty good, and so I'm happy with the results.
Thank you very much, Forrest there, winner of the game, and we'll be going through to the semi-final, having won Group B. We'll be back very shortly with another game from Group B to decide the last team that will finish in last place in Group B, so stick around with us. But now, let's go over to Joe for some analysis.
Thanks a lot, Red Eye. So let's have a look then at some of the statistics from that one. Not really going to be a surprise as to what we're going to see from them, to be fair with you. I mean, if we look through them there, Forrest obviously really stepping things up here. 2.86 kill-death ratio. Pretty similar across the board, and well, it was a 16-2 victory for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Fifth Lauren, not quite as on point as he was in that last game. He was just having a bit of a nosy just to see how good he was, but he wasn't as strong as the game before. We'll point that one out, but we see it there. A very, very commanding victory from Ninjas in Pyjamas. They get that rest like Jason mentioned, and we'll go through into the semi-finals. Coming up next, we'll, of course, have the fight in the lower side of the bracket. So really, really good performance. Congratulations once again to Ninjas in Pyjamas. We're going to head over to Red Eye to take you through more stuff from Facebook.
Thank you very much, Joe. Yes, we are going to check in with our Facebook page in just a moment. Facebook.com/RaidCallEMS1. You guys have been telling us all day why you are the super fan of your teams that are here at RaidCall EMS1. So what I thought we'd do is quickly just show you some of the fan stuff that's been going on. The first one is this. The world is ending. Still goes for headshot. There we go. Look, that's Jeremy Lamberton's photo. He's picked out a Team Very Games one. He's a fan of Team Very Games. And we've been having a few of these. Let's just go through a few of the other ones. Christian Moore sent this one in. He says, sitting here and realised I have the same T-shirt and headset Elna's Get Right round my neck. Good luck to Nip. Okay. This chap, he's got his priorities right. He says, #EMS RaidCall 1, Dongers and El Clasico priorities. And you can see on the screen the RaidCall EMS1 has the larger of the two windows. We also have this one, which is... It kind of needs a bit of explaining. I'm not going to knock it too much because... it is, of course, the reenactment of the team kill from earlier on. Or maybe not. It's just Very Games and Copenhagen Wolves being shot by an IP. Yeah, that works. I can see that. Ninjas in Pyjamas obviously have the hat on, so that's what that's going on there. That's about it for now. So we'll finish with that because I have a special guest here as well who is going to do the RaidCall Q&A. You can go and join the group in 1997 and you will be with Exist. Richard, how are you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks.
How was the game for you?
Easy.
That's a good summary. It was easy, yeah. These games were too easy for you. What do we have to do to make it harder? Can we tie one of your hands behind your back?
Nah, I think Very Games and Very Games looks very strong right now. They're going to be hard to play.
All right, okay. Well, maybe they'll give you a harder game. If you've got better questions than I've got for Richard, such as, you know, can you play the game behind your back, then pop along to the RaidCall channel, download it, raidcall.com, download the free software, and go along to group 1997, and this chat will be on there in a few minutes' time to answer all your questions live from the studio here in Cologne. For now, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, our final game to decide who goes home and who stays alive in Group B.
Professional grade communication tool. The choice of professional teams. Perfect stream viewing experience. Chosen by online streamers. Easy to use voice messenger service. Chosen by over 12 million gamers.
Communication is always vital when competing in tournaments. Winning a match requires perfect coordination. You cannot win by yourself.
RaidCall. Communication for